Vinícius may be on the verge of leaving La Liga for the Premier League, with the club approaching him already stirring things up. Barcelona looks set to land a new left-back, and the name is bound to catch people off guard. Chelsea have suddenly decided they want Rüdiger back in London. And to top it off, PSG are moving to take a La Masia talent for 70 million. We're covering all that and more in today's video. Guys, let's try and hit 350 thumbs up on this one. Your support helps us make even better content for you. Let's get right into the latest transfer gossip. Alejandro Grimaldo is back in the Spanish headlines. Before, his name was mentioned just for formality, but now the interest is on a different level. Marca state that Barcelona are looking at Grimaldo seriously, and Bayern are quietly trying to squeeze themselves into the discussion. But let us be honest, if it comes to the decisive moment, Grimaldo wants only one thing: a return home to Spain. The Germans can stop shaking their wallets. For Barcelona, the news lands at the perfect moment. They continue to monitor Balde, who is still the main long-term project. His potential is huge, no one doubts that. But his current level sparks debate. There is no stability, the trust rises and falls, and the staff know it well. Depth in this position is also non-existent. Gerard Martin came on, did a decent job, but no one is building a long-term plan around him. So the conclusion is clear. They need someone who fills the role today, not in 2027. And Grimaldo hits the profile exactly. Experience, maturity, consistent output, fast rhythm, European experience, all the things Balde has not yet developed. And the good part is that Barcelona will not need to worry about adaptation. He is Spanish, the system is familiar, the culture is familiar, the pressure is familiar. Now to Bayern. They know their best left back is being followed from every direction, and the last thing they want is him wearing Bayern colors. Sending him to Spain is far less painful, and the relationship between player and club is excellent. If he has to go home, no one will create a show, as some German clubs tend to do. His contract runs until 2027, but he is not pushing to extend it. The closer it gets to the final year, the softer Bayern will stand. Transfermarkt price him at 30 million euros. For Barcelona, this is a chance to act smart. Come in with around 20 million and see how Bayern react. It is a realistic plan given his age and contract terms. With zero competition on the left and Balde's inconsistency, Barca's interest looks not just reasonable, but necessary. Grimaldo is a transfer made to save the position. Barcelona finally need a left back who steps on the pitch and brings not experiments, but security. And Grimaldo is the closest option available. Looks like Chelsea are going back for an old flame. The Londoners are dead serious about a plan to bring German defender Antonio Rüdiger back. The latest gossip from Spain says the club from Stamford Bridge are desperate to patch up their central defense this winter. And the 32-year-old German is apparently one of their top choices. You've got to ask, what's the logic? I mean, Rüdiger walked out on a free to Real Madrid almost 3 years back. Since then, he's played over 150 games for them and cemented his status as one of the best center halves in the game, playing a massive part in Madrid's trophy wins. But things have completely turned on their head. Tony's contract enters its final 6 months at the start of 2026, and his spot in the team has vanished since the new gaffer took over. Chelsea decided to move fast and have already put in a bid. And the figure, let's be honest, is a bit of a joke. Just 8 million euros to bring him back to London. Obviously, Madrid weren't exactly thrilled with that. They've written it off as not nearly enough and will only sell Rüdiger for a proper fee. So why the sudden scramble from the Blues? It's all about the treatment room. Levi Colwill is on the long-term injury list with a bad knee. The club is hunting for a dependable center-back for the winter, and Rüdiger's PL experience makes him the perfect here-and-now signing. He knows the club, he knows the league, and in theory, he can slot right in. Even with his age, the whispers about him coming back to the Bridge have never really gone away. Chelsea want to get him back on the cheap. But that 8 million offer is nowhere near enough to make Perez sell this winter. Will Chelsea up their bid? Who knows? Because there's a massive red flag everyone needs to know about. This season, the German defender is only getting a game on special occasions. It's because of a dodgy hamstring injury. Since the new manager came in, Rüdiger has been practically frozen out. What's more, the Spanish papers are saying this injury has basically written off his chances of playing until the end of 2025. You can see Madrid's thinking they're not going to offer him a new deal. They're happy to cash in this January to make some money instead of losing him for nothing. But Chelsea's logic? It's baffling. Buying an injured player who could be out for ages to replace another injured player? That's a massive gamble. Still, the idea of Rüdiger returning to the Prem is getting people talking. Let's see if Chelsea are willing to stump up a few more million to close the deal. Ruben Neves is seriously ripe for a return to England. According to Caught Offside, the Portuguese lad is ready to close the Saudi chapter and leave Al Hilal, even though the club is trying to keep him. And immediately Manchester United, Newcastle, and Tottenham perked up as they need a player like that right now. The main trick here is the price. The 28-year-old's contract is running down, and he can be snapped up for just 20 million euros. For the Premier League, that is peanuts, especially for a footballer who perfectly felt the English rhythm for 6 years at Wolves. But let's remember where he left from. European giants were keen on him, but he chose £410,000 a week in Saudi Arabia. Back then, the question was simple: money or ambition. Neves made his choice without doubt, and honestly, many would have done the same. Now everything has flipped. The player wants big football again, wants the Premier League, wants to feel the proper tempo, not a comfortable life in the warmth. And clubs already see him as the perfect addition. Ruben Amorim is looking for a technical and reliable midfielder, and Neves fits perfectly. Thomas Frank believes that with his experience, Tottenham's midfield will play completely differently. Eddie Howe at Newcastle has long been asking for depth in midfield, and Neves can solve this problem. But there is a huge, massive nuance. Wages, his $410,000 a week is the ceiling even for some top attacking players in Europe. And here we have a central midfielder. If Neves really wants United, Tottenham, or Newcastle, he will have to slash that sum with scissors by at least half, or even 3 times. And here comes an unexpected twist: Turkey. Galatasaray and Fenerbahce have joined the race and can offer conditions much closer to his current ones. England is ambition, Turkey is money, a story as old as football. Bottom line is Neves is one of the best offers of the winter. The price is tiny, experience is huge, adaptation time is 0, and demand is crazy. But the question bumps against one thing: is he finally ready to choose a career instead of a bank account? The Premier League is waiting, but Turkey is already rolling out the red carpet. And right now, the probability of the Turkish option is way higher than it seems. If you thought PSG had gone off Gavi, think again. They're just on a break. The French club made a show of backing off, but really they just stepped back to make a brew and let Barca start questioning themselves. It's a delayed pressure tactic, pure Luis Enrique genius. And don't forget, he's the one who gave Gavi his first Spain cap when his voice was still breaking. There's no way he's cool on his wonder kid. Now he's got one aim: get him to Paris for the 26 to 27 season. PSG had a go in the summer with a €60 million offer. But how? A €40 million base fee, with the rest as add-ons. Barcelona's board had a think, gave it a shrug, and binned that laughable offer. They're not having it. Their message is clear. You want Gavi, it's €70 million on the table, right now. All of it, no messing about. Still, Paris hasn't given up. They can see things at Barca are shaky. Gavi's injury is a bad one. The midfield is stacked, and faith in his future, well, let's just say that's all down to his knee. Between November 2023 and September 2024, Gavi was out for 58 games. This isn't just a niggle, it's a proper warning sign. He's out now and won't be back till February, at best. And by spring 2026, who knows if he's a ready-made star or a permanent resident of the physio room. Barca are hoping he'll get back to 100%, but they have to think about the alternative. You've got a 70 million talent who might be your cornerstone again, or might just be in rehab forever. Plus, you're overloaded with midfielders, you're up against the salary cap, and you know offers are coming. Enrique knows the only other chance to sign Gavi comes before he is fully fit again. Because if he gets back to his best, €70 million won't cut it. And Barca would never forgive themselves for letting him go like that. But sitting on your hands and just hoping the medics sort it is a dodgy strategy. No one at the club is saying we're selling out loud, but they all get it. If the recovery doesn't go to plan, the talks will fire up again. Gavi is still Barca's heartbeat. But football isn't run on feelings. Not in 2025. For PSG, it's simple. You either sign him now while there's doubt, or you'll be watching him boss it again for someone else. It's a game of nerve. Who blinks first wins. So while Catalonia is hoping, Paris is plotting. The next move is up to the player, and of course, his knee. Liverpool are dead serious about signing Vinícius Jr. The Scousers are ready to splash out a massive 100 million euros for the Real Madrid winger. The club from Anfield are still hunting for ways to beef up their attack, and the Brazilian is top of their list to bring in a proper superstar. Looks like Vini's future is going to be the hot topic for the next few transfer windows. Things in Madrid are pretty tense right now. According to Fichajes, the winger is not happy with his situation in the team. There's real friction between the player and the club, especially with all the new contract talks going on. Sources are saying some crunch meetings are coming up that will decide everything. If Vini refuses to sign a new deal, Real will have to sell him next summer. They're not about to let an asset like him walk for free, especially when he's seen as one of the best players on the planet. The price tag will be massive. So why is there all this talk of him leaving? Vini, by the looks of it, has already made up his mind to leave Madrid. The biggest reason is a clash with the gaffer. The players had enough of the rigid tactics and getting subbed off all the time. The stats don't lie. He's only finished the full 90 minutes 3 times in his last 10 games. You know yourself, for a player of his status, that's a massive hit to the pride. Yeah, on his day, Vini is world class, but his form's dipped in the last year and his consistency has gone missing. Maybe a change of scenery is just what he needs to get his career back on track. He's only 25 but has bags of experience at the top level. Right, lads? Don't just watch, get involved. It really helps the channel out. Smash that like or dislike button right now and drop a comment down below. We'd really appreciate it. Liverpool are playing this smart. The Reds need a left winger, and with Vini potentially on the market, he's become their #1 target. This is a signing for the starting 11 and for years to come. Is Real Madrid really willing to let their main man go for 100 million given how vital he is? It's a tough one, but Liverpool are ready to test their nerve and slap a real offer on the table. Florentino Perez has let it be known he'll listen to bids, but only if they're in the 9-figure range, so 100 million euros and up. Liverpool smells an opportunity here, and it's not the first time the Scousers have been interested in him. But the competition will be insane. Every top club wants Vinícius. Rich clubs from Saudi Arabia are already sniffing around, but the main race is in Europe. Chelsea are apparently ready to go big for him. Manchester United are in on it too. The Mancunians have the cash and need to strengthen their attack. It's a real headache for the Real board. They're still hoping to hold on to him and get him to sign a new deal, but Liverpool are pushing hard. They want to use this fallout between the player and the manager to bring him to Anfield. Will Vini himself be up for the challenge after his drop in form and all the drama in Spain? We'll find out soon enough.